Good morning, Miss England and class. Today, my group members and I will be giving a brief overview of our business plan. Please listen carefully so that you guys can give us your feedback at the end of the presentation. The members of Group 4 are Shavisha Salman, Shamari Duncan, Romario Lawson, Morgan Sebron, Matthew Riley, and Janelle Mitchell and Daniel Matis. Our objectives include the name and tagline of the business and exclusive summary. Our second objective is the vision and mission statement. Our third objective is the industrial analysis. And our fourth and final objective is the business financial consideration. On to our business name and tagline.
Door statements. One call does it all.
All right, so now we'll be looking at our executive summary. So our business doorstep meds seek to provide prescription filling and delivery services to people who are living in the corporate area. So that would be St. Andrew and Kingston. And we really want to market our product specifically to persons who are elderly or are very busy, so they don't have time to go and do this themselves. But it is also open to people of all age groups. We would like to base our business in a halfway tree so that we can easily reach all the different areas of our target market. We'll be managed by 8 students of UTech, and even though we lack experience when it comes down to starting and running a business, we do have the advantage of knowing the deficiencies within this type of business because we are all relatives of people who would be in the target market, and that will help us to tailor our business to care for these needs. We have some notable competition within the market, but because of the way how we conduct our business and the scale on which we intend to conduct it, we believe that we have a sizable portion of the market waiting for us. And to ensure this, we have priced our services for um, prescription filling at 500 Jamaican dollars and for delivery at 3,500 Jamaican dollars. And by doing this, along with aggressive marketing strategies, social media advertising campaigns, and expansion, we expect to have rapid growth within the first 5 years of the business and a 10% market share by then. And we also expect to have gross income of $20 million in the first year, 25 million the second year, and 35 million in the third year.
What is our vision statement? At Doorstep Meds, we aim at providing the best pharmaceutical services in our region through a reliable and efficient service at an affordable cost and with the primary goal of becoming the number one choice for persons. Our mission statement is to provide a reliable and efficient service of delivering medication through the use of our courier services and the filling of prescriptions relating to pharmaceutical needs. I'll now hand over to Travisha.
Okay, the portal's 5 forces. First element, we have the industry competition, and this is of a high competitive force. In our analysis of the competition for doorstep meds, we discovered that our business is surrounded by a number of competitors, namely York Pharmacy and the National Health Fund, but the main competitors are Fontana Pharmacy and the National Health Fund because they provide identical services that Doorstep Meds seeks to implement. So Doorstep Meds is seeking to be based in a relatively competitive industry because most players in the industry have been there for a long time and are well recognized locally and globally. The profit margins are also high, and there is definitely a large number of small and large size players. And let's not forget strict government regulations. Another reason is that with the surge of the coronavirus pandemic, many pharmacies seek ways to adapt to and implement new technologies to reach their customer base. Thus, there is a pressure to innovate and thus competition is going to take place. Threat of new entry, and this is of a high competitive force. It is seen that entering the pharmaceutical industry can be quite challenging. This makes potential entrants a factor that highly affects us. The barriers to entry for industry are very high, given the period in which our business idea came about, and surviving in such a populated industry will definitely be a challenge. Many pharmacies are now seeking to implement online-based systems where they can reach their customer base. And as such, if a potential market segment is identified, then these innovators are going to seek to grasp the opportunity by coming up with new ways to access distribution channels and grabbing a percentage of the market share. Bargain power, bargain power of suppliers, and this is of a low competitive force. Most pharmaceutical companies are highly susceptible to supply side shocks or a severe fallout if there should ever be any restriction placed on the side of the suppliers. These smaller markets need the drugs for the larger markets, and the larger markets need technology for the manufacturing and production requirements. So they basically go hand in hand. All of these are supplies that a number of suppliers are willing to provide. Those smaller markets like doorstep maids are in no position to bargain or attempt to influence the market prices. Therefore, this may pose a grave threat for new and upcoming business who might not have the wits to weather any misfortunes of this magnitude. So the suppliers have absolute power. Bargaining power of buyers, this is of a medium competitive force. Patents of new drugs last for 20 years, allowing manufacturers to dictate the prices for this time period. After that, generic production begins and prices become more competitive. Individual customers have very little to no power in this instance. Additionally, buyers today have access to the internet, which allows them to further the research on drugs in addition to the prescription of their doctors, giving them more bargaining power. Thus, the bargaining power of the buyers or customers is of a medium competitive force. Threat of substitution, there may be alternative treatments and medicine that's opposed to a person wanting to take pills. These substitutes may include yoga, meditation, and various therapies. And we are also living in a country where almost every individual relies on herbal treatment, and so this is a substitute for many drugs within the pharmaceutical industry. A healthier lifestyle, a balanced diet, and exercising are all substitute to many drugs. And if customers are not using drugs, there isn't much of a business for those statements. So, threat of substitution is of a medium competitive force. And that concludes the elements of the Porter's 5 forces. Now let's take a look at the SWOT analysis, which will be done by Giovanni.
All right, so good morning again, class. The SWOT analysis was done to understand the dynamics between industry players within the market. Based on what was information recovered, it was clear that the players within the market are price makers, since they are the ones who source most of these drugs from overseas, and they are the ones who supply to our local market. They are the ones who set the price. There is also a high barrier to entry, since the medical industry is no joke. It's literally between life and death. So therefore, it is highly regulated by the Pharmaceutical Council of Jamaica alongside the Ministry of Health. So that is definitely a strength for individuals or companies within the space. The barrier to entry is relatively high. Weaknesses, there seems to be some deficiencies within the government implementation of government policies. So firms within the space find it very hard to operate, especially within the online medium, digital medium, because there is no policies in place to allow for a wide array of telemedicines as well as e-prescriptions. There also exists an issue with relations to a low banking sector inclusion. So not too much individuals, not a lot of individuals within the Jamaican diaspora, within the Jamaican space, has access to the banking sector, so they don't have access to credit and debit cards. So this could be a bit challenging for companies who are operating within the space who don't directly deals in cash. There's also a small elderly population based on data gathered. The elderly population of Jamaica seems to be, in an elderly being, individuals over 64, seems to be at 18%, thereabout, as of data received from 2019, which is a problem, since those individuals are normally more are chronically ill, or more dependent upon drugs to live a normal, healthy life. There also exists weakness within the foreign exchange market. As stated before, most of the drugs are imported from overseas. Therefore, any fluctuations in the foreign exchange market would definitely affect businesses within the space. Opportunities. There exists an opportunity for companies to innovate online businesses or online digital-based businesses to include telemedicines and e-prescriptions, where the doctors can get in contact with their patients and have these, whatever recommendations made, have these information sent to pharmaceutical companies to have the drugs being delivered to patients within a timely manner. Another opportunity that is seen is the fact that there's a strong adult population, adult meaning individuals ranging between 24 to roughly 45, who is technologically savvy and can operate these online platforms with a relative ease. So therefore, they could be potential customers in the future. Threat. There's a high dependency upon manufacturers of these goods and these pharmaceutical products. Therefore, any downfall in product manufacturing could definitely affect firms within the space. And as stated before, another threat is weak government policies. There is not enough policies to allow for the companies within the space to operate efficiently. I'll now hand over to Morgan, who will speak on market strategy.
Four P's: product, price, place, and promotion. So, what is a good marketing strategy? Employs a good product. And Doorstep Meds, we aim to give quality service that eliminates the risk of persons going out into the public to get medication. And this is especially needed for the elderly who are at a higher risk of contracting the virus. Through this service, we can get your medication to you by just going onto our website. It's one click away or one phone call away. And this can be done in the comfort and safety of your own home. Now, with this quality service, we aim to give you excellent customer service as well. So this can bring back or keep clients coming back to our business. Package branding is also part of our product. We wouldn't want to give your medication in a plastic bag. So we will give your medication in a sealed bag with our label and brand name, as well as our contact information. For price, we have to think about our competitors and have a competitive price that will bring us revenue. And this is done based on value, considering seriousness of the goods, as well as the high demand that is now present based on the COVID pandemic. We also have to think about supplementary costs, such as filling your prescriptions will cost about $500. Our average cost will be $3,500. This can be done online or upon delivery. For place, even though we'll have a storefront in Kingston Halfway Tree, our service and our customers can find us on our online website. our distribution channel is very short and it only includes the exchange of goods from retail pharmacies directly to customers. And we must also consider our target market and where we can find potential customers, such as clinics, hospitals, nursing homes, and so forth, where further promotional strategies can be employed. So, promotion. Social media is essential for our business. Everyone is home, everyone's on their phones. So we intend to put out creative and eye-catching content on sites such as Instagram. We'll utilize their platform using Instagram stories, Instagram ads. Photos and videos can be released into the public, and these same advertisements could be posted and shared on Facebook. It could be shared on Twitter. We'll also utilize print media such as newspapers, flyers, and posters. And this can be placed in places where our target market would be, such as the clinics. Considering this, graphic design is also essential. We're going to need eye-catching and creative designs so we can attract potential customers and increase on customer satisfaction. A 5-star rating system can also be employed, given that after each delivery, we can have customers rate us out of 5 stars. We as a business can see how well we're doing or where we need to improve. This can also be open to the public so that other persons can see that, hey, Doorstep Meds is actually a really good business and I can get into it. Branding is also very important for promotional strategies. We would put our name, our logo on everything that our business stands for. So the storefront, the courier bags, the vehicles, employee shirts, business cards, to give out promotional strategies. And by doing this, we can build our brand in Jamaica and we can establish ourselves. Doorstep Meds, one call does it all. I'll now hand over where we will talk about the financial aspect of our business.
All right, thank you, Margaret. So let us look at the startup costs that we estimate for our business, and these are monthly costs, right? So for our utilities, which include light, water, telephone, and internet, we expect those to amount to around 40,000 per month. For rent, we expect around 35,000, given that we want to base our business in somewhere in halfway tree. I wouldn't want to have too large of a place to rent. So 35,000 would be a good estimate for us. Or supplies that will deliver the medication, that will amount to around $7,500. We also have the loan payments as well to the bank. Those should be around about $33,000. We also have to consider the fuel for the vehicles and that we use to deliver the medication, so that could be around 45,000 per month. And also the maintenance for these vehicles, although it might not be the same each month, we give an allowance of 18,000 per month to maintenance. We also have to consider our insurance and legal fees, and these would amount to close to 125,000 per month. And then, of course, we can't leave out our wages for the workers, and that would amount to around 600,000 per month. So that gives us a grand total of 873,500. And at the end of this year, that should amount to around 4,367,500, assuming that the business launches in July. And now we'll take a look at the income statement for a more detailed look at the cost that our business will incur. So our revenue, right? Our revenue, we expect to amount to around 20 million in the first year of operation. That's from January 2022 to December 2022, right? And that would be from approximating our sales to around 20 or so deliveries per day. Now, the cost of revenue, that would be the cost to actually deliver to the customers, exclusive of fuel and so forth. That would amount to around 120,000, leaving us with a gross profit of $90,880,000. So let's look at our operating costs now. So of course, we have to have our salaries for the workers, and we plan to employ 12 persons inclusive of management, and that would approximate to around $8.4 million for that year. The rent will not change from before, so 420,000 will be a good estimate for that. We also have to consider advertising on social media and other platforms, which will amount to around 100,000 for that year. Again, we have the insurance and legal fees. Over the year, it would approximate around $1.62 million. We also have utilities, 480,000, website maintenance, 720,000, fuel, 540,000, and other costs that might come up out of the blue, $90,000 is the loans that we make for those. And of course, we have our loans as well to pay back for launching the business. So that would lead our total expenses to around $12.64 million. And subtracting that from our gross profit will give us a net income or net profit of $7,240,000. So now we'll hand over to Daniel to do our closing remarks for us.
Thank you guys for your time. I hope that our presentation was effective in its delivery. Remember, at one doorstep meds, one call does it all. With that being said, any questions?